You seem pretty fixated on those fish. Hehe, I guess. I think they're just kind of relaxing to watch. Takes my mind off of, you know, the murder. Good day, good people. It is another fine day in the year of the Aviator, United States Aviators here, and welcome back to Hyper Danganronpa H20 or H20, episode 10, To Live and to Die. Well, first of all, it's August 3rd, so happy birthday to me. Yes. It's so... This game has caught me off guard with most of the first people dying. Like, Chapter 1, I kind of expected Marie. Chapter 2, I kind of expected Ricardio. Chapter 3 and onward, though, all kind of caught me off guard. This one especially, because I was like, Ash is probably going to be the killer in this case, but apparently he is dying. So... let's find out what happened, just without further ado, because, guys, I just don't know. I really, I need to find out. But, I also haven't decided if this is going to be an all-in-one episode, just like last chapter, or if I'm going to split it up. But if I split it up, you're going to get the next episode tomorrow, instead of Wednesday. Let's find out. I don't want to call anything too early. I'll call it as I am investigating, though. I actually have no idea how this happened. My initial thought is that it'd be too easy if it were 4. I don't want it to be Koji or Hunter. I don't think it's gonna be Leona, so I kind of think it was Ash as a suicide, or Oliver, who called us here to get an alibi. I'm not sure, but without further ado, let's just find out. Let's go. There's no luck in a place like this. 4 once told me about a dage called Murphy's Law. I know what Murphy's Law is, but what is it? An adage? An adage? I don't know. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. Yes, that is how I know it. We can't expect the universe to feel sympathetic for us. Not in a place like this. It screams like it usually does. It goes like it usually does. We scream, and everyone comes running. Almost everyone, that is. Is that Ash? It happened again. I thought we were all fine. I guess we can't get off that easily. Hey, where's 4? I haven't seen her since this morning. Should we try to find her? I'll go look for her. In the meantime, you guys cut. Wow, another... Kurakuma, look, I know what's going on. He died. He clearly died from up there and then was dropped down. That's what I assumed, because that was the thump sound that we heard. But, does that mean he was killed in the meeting room there? Interesting. And you guys were so confident that it wouldn't happen again. Well, I guess there's not much to do about it. You guys know what time it is. Investigation time. You gotta find the perp, or all of you are getting sent to the gallows. I guess it's time to investigate again. Come on, guys, we can do this. We've done it every other time, so let's go ahead. So Oliver went to find 4, because she's still MIA, so I guess she'll just have to investigate with me. Alright, this is making me a little nervous. Don't worry about it. We've been good every other time, right? Yeah, you're right, we can do this. I'm assuming we want to check this floor primarily. Oliver's probably going to give the other floors a once-over too. Yes. So they can tell. So yes, they can tell if they saw us, saw anything suspicious. I can read. I promise you guys. Can we really trust them to investigate alone? We can't trust a lot of things, Maya. If you If they turn out to be suspicious, then we can doubt later. Not to mention, there's not a lot of us left to keep tabs on each other. Alright, let's get down to business then. Okay, do we want to see the body first, or the Kurokuma file? Is there even a thing up there? Oh, can I not climb the stairs right now? That's interesting. Koji seems to have taken the knife out of Ash's chest. Isn't that disturbing the crime scene? I gotta check the wound somehow. I guess. So it's just a big kitchen knife. Hunter grabs the knife and holds it up. Like this. Kinda reminds me of of that one movie, you know? The one where the guy in the mask kills all the babysitters. Hunter, someone died. That thing is covered in actual blood. Oh, yeah, I guess you're right. Have I officially been desensitized? Probably, friendo. Probably, Famaruni. What's up, Koji? Just when I thought we were all done with this murder stuff. Hey, we're gonna be alright? I sure hope so. Hey Koji, what were you doing around the time of the murder? I was playing b-ball with my bro, so they were up here too. Yeah, I can corroborate that. We were both shooting hoops in the basketball court. Weird to think that we were having such a good time while Ash was... I guess you're right. Koji's alibi. So they were both in here? Nothing suspicious here, I guess. Now with that exclamation point out of the way, can I still walk? Yes, I can. Okay, thank goodness. Because I was like, it looks real sketch up there, and you're not going to let me go up there? So I looked over Ash's body, and I think I have a good idea of his wounds. Oh yeah? What are they? The most significant one is a huge stab wound in his chest. It goes really deep too, probably ruptured a few organs. The other significant wound is that his neck is snapped. Jeez. Aside from that, he has a bunch of scrapes and bruises. So a stab wound, a snapped neck, and a bunch of scrapes and bruises. Hold on, let me write these clues down in my handy dandy notebook. Alright, so, what could Blue want to do with a stab wound, a snapped neck, and a bunch of scrapes and bruises? Murder. Alright, well, let's continue. Ash's wounds added to the truth bullets. Great. Give us the file. Hey, I bet you want to rub your vision spheres all over Kurokuma file, huh? Vision spheres. I'm gonna start using that all the time, you guys. Why would you word it like that? Well, here you go. Kurokuma hands me the Kurokuma file and I start reading. Ash's body was discovered at 8 o'clock on the 5th floor. What is it? What's next? Nothing. All it has was that he was found on the 5th floor at 8 o'clock. What? Are you kidding me? Hey Kurokuma, what the fuck? I already told you I can't go spoiling too many details, and this case has a real doozy. So there's a lot to spoil. Okay. I guess we can't expect this to be easy. Yikes. So, we have been told nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing. Nothing really. I guess we should also check in here too. Oh, hold on. Hey, this is the incinerator. This incinerator is way more high-tech than I realized. What do you mean? It looks like it records the times when it was open, and it looks like there were a couple times from today. What times? Looks like 7:30 and 7:45. So if Oliver and I met up in here at 7:55, someone had been in here just 10 minutes beforehand. Huh, sounds suspicious. Okay, well this is strange. So 7:30 and 7:45, so it's been used twice? Interesting. Hey, what's that on the ground? Huh? Look at where Hunter's pointing. Meet me in the meeting room. A piece of paper with the words, meet me in the meeting room. Meet me in the meeting room. That sounds important, right? Yeah, definitely. Also makes this murder seem a lot more premeditated. Interesting. Alright, well this place is covered in blood. Hey, have you noticed this blood trail? Yeah, it goes out to the ledge, right? Yeah, it starts at this chair, and then goes out the door, to that ledge, and the main 5th floor room. That's pretty important. I'd assume so. Yes, there is a blood trail. Whoa, check this out. What's with all these weapons? Are they from the armory? The big table in the meeting room is covered in weapons of various kinds, mostly different kinds of blades. None of them seem to have been used, they aren't bloody. Man, what the hell happened here? I don't know, this is just a bunch of things that I don't understand. I don't get it. Okay, guess we should go to the aquaponics room too. Okay, well, things have happened in here apparently. You seem pretty fixated on those fish. Hehe, I guess. I think they're just kind of relaxing to watch. Takes my mind off of, you know, the murder. Hey Leona, what were you doing when all of this happened? Oh, I wasn't here, so everyone was in the area. Doing what? Feeding the fish. Feeding fish? Doesn't it do that automatically? Nope, you have to manually feed them on your own. I guess before this area opened, someone was coming in here and doing it. Creepy. Yeah, well, I guess that's true. We've confirmed that before, so maybe this is checking out. Hey, have you checked the monitor on the aquaponics tank? I don't think so. What does it do? It has all kinds of stuff. It measures the chemicals in the water, that tracks the fish's health, assesses plant growth. It also keeps track of when the fish were last fed and how they were fed, how much they were fed. It looks like they were last fed at 7:45. That's pretty close to the body discovery. So if it was used at 7:45 and Leona fed the fish at 7:45, then it wasn't her. So let's save it. That's something we know. That's something we know for a fact. So we're just gonna slowly narrow things down and figure this out, what Blue's Clues were all about. It wasn't Leona. And you two are corroborated for, so it is either me, or the other one. Or I forgot his name, Oliver. Forgot their name, my bad. I guess we're pretty much done, right? Unless we run into Oliver in 4. So there's Oliver. So I checked the whole building, and I couldn't find 4 anywhere. The only place I can imagine her being is her room, which is the one place I can't get to. I tried knocking, but there was no response. Hopefully she'll show up for the trial. Did you notice anything suspicious while you were searching the building? There was one thing. A bunch of the weapons in the armory were missing. But aside from that, nothing out of the ordinary. Got it. Is 4 dead? Was 4 one of the 2 times that the incinerator was used? I don't understand. I don't know what's going on. Okay. And you're just saying the same thing, so I guess we don't have to check anywhere else. We can just keep walking. Gonna save real quick just in case, you know. Alright. Should we try knocking on 4's door? Last time we did that, we almost died, but you know, I'll try again. Can't. Okay. Alright, well... How long has it been? 13 minutes? Yeah, I'm gonna end up playing the trial, let's be honest. Yeah? Okay. Save it right here, just in case. Let's go. It's almost time. Looks like the others are coming. 3 people approach us. Are we ready? I sure hope so. We can do this, I'm sure of it. But then someone else approaches. Did I miss something? Why is everyone gathered here? Ash is dead and the trial is about to start. Are you serious? How did you miss that? I was asleep. I've been sleeping for the past few hours. You were sleeping? Alright. Then maybe I am right. Maybe this does involve hypnosis, and maybe this was all But he was dragged. Unless he dragged himself? That's possible. That's possible. I guess you guys are going to have to fill me in during the trial. I guess. And with that, it was time for the trial to begin. We all file into the trial grounds, glancing back and forth nervously. Or sleeping? How can that be true? I think she might have actually been hypnotized by Ash. Because that's the one thing about my thing. I was like, clearly, she could have been hypnotized by Ash. And she could just, I don't know. Continue. We all stand in our assigned spots. Ash is dead even after all... even after we all thought that we were done with the murders, yeah. We have no choice but to keep fighting. Keep participating in these trials. This time, we won't let it happen again. Ash and 4, the alleged traitors to our class. Whoever they are, we'll discover the truth. A deadly meeting. Just 4 and Hunter on the screen. Ash is gone. A deadly traitor. Leona, Koji, and mine. And just Oliver here, a deadly trial. I'll discover the truth. Alright, let's do this. We'll start with a no we won't. Kurokuma, I'm done with this. We know how this works. So, if I heard correctly, Ash was the victim. That's right, he was found in the main floor on the 5th floor. In the main room on the 5th floor, my bad, with a knife in his chest. There was a lot of blood leading to the ledge from the meeting room. And the meeting room had all those weapons on the table. I'm assuming those were from the armory, a bunch of weapons. I still don't understand why the thing was used twice, though. Why the incinerator was used twice. I'm assuming these were from the armory, a bunch of them were missing from there. So what do we want to talk about first? Usually the first thing we want to do is figure out how the murder was done, then find out who could have done it based on alibis. So I say we start off with how he was killed. So what should we focus on, the location? Sounds good to me. The locations involved with the murder. I should have a pretty good idea by now what room he was in. So his body was found on the 5th floor, right? Yes. That's right, covered in blood. And if you take the blood trail into consideration, he was probably dragged from the meeting room. Then he was stabbed? What? I feel like that's the opposite way around, right? I don't know. Based on the status of his body, maybe where he was stabbed isn't that important. That's not true. I think we're disputing with Koji. I think he's got it just wrong. Yes. Counter. Huh? He wasn't in the meeting room? No. It's that you said he was stabbed outside the meeting room. Considering there was a blood trail coming from the meeting room, it can be assumed that the source of the bleeding happened there as well. So he was stabbed in the meeting room, then dragged outside. I'd assume so. Wait. Aren't you forgetting something? He had a bunch of other wounds too. Can we really rule out the possibility that the blood didn't come from those two? I guess I need to convince Oliver that the blood definitely came from the knife wound. So the blood could have come from his other wounds? I guess he might have gotten beaten up or something in the meeting room. I don't agree with that. Hey, now that I think about it, aren't his wounds kind of familiar? Hey, here's a crazy idea. Maybe it wasn't even Ash's blood. Maybe we can check others for wounds. Keep proceeding. I suppose I didn't see the actual crime scene, but from the sounds of it, it seems most likely that he was stabbed in the... Yes, I agree. I want to agree with that one. Proceed. Gotten beaten up before. The wounds look familiar, right? Do they? Sure. Yeah, from Marie's case. That's what I thought too. Yeah, his wounds are kind of similar to, Marie. And we all remember what happened to Marie. She fell. She fell. So the bruises and the snapped neck are from him falling. Makes sense, the blood trail stopped at a ledge, so the natural conclusion would be that he fell. Not to mention, we heard him fall, right Oliver? Huh? What do you mean? Do you remember that noise we heard that prompted us to check outside in the first place? That must have been his body falling. I guess you're right. If that was really him falling, then we probably would have seen him get stabbed. Yes. So, let me get this straight. He was stabbed inside the meeting room, then dragged outside, and thrown off the ledge? That sounds about right. So we know he was discovered at 8 o'clock, and the murder must have happened shortly beforehand. So we just need to figure out who was doing what during that hour. I feel like we all could have done it, right? At times like these, I'm a bit relieved that there aren't as many people. Makes it so alibis are easier to collect. So, is there anyone we can immediately rule out? I couldn't have done it, I was with Maya. Yeah, that's true, Oliver and I were talking in the incinerator room when we heard the body fall. What were you guys talking about? It's not important. Anyway, you can rule Hunter and I out. We were shooting hoops in the basketball court. He ain't lying, I can back it up. So that means Oliver, Hunter, Koji, and me can be eliminated for now. Unless we find new evidence. Last time we thought we could eliminate Caesar as a suspect, but then Koji came through with the crossbow thing and we're all still alive because of it. Speaking of random out-of-the-blue evidence, does anyone have anything they want to say? I'm pretty sure all of us know everything except for 4, I suppose. Hey, since we eliminated 4 of us, or 2 plus 2 people. I understand what you were doing that. You can say 4 people. I know the difference between people referring to me and people using the number. I don't, sometimes. But I think that leaves Leona and I as still being suspected. Huh? Me? There's no way I did it. So, if one of them has a reasonable alibi, we can rule them out and assume the other person did it, right? I'd assume so. I don't want to think of either of them as being the killer. I don't think it was either one of them. I'm almost certain at this point it was a freaking suicide. I don't want to think of anyone as being the killer. I suppose it's time to shift the blame to the person without an alibi. It wasn't me, I was asleep. Sleeping, huh? That's a little suspicious. I swear I didn't do it. I was in the aquaponics room. I do agree with that. You couldn't have done it. We have evidence that you... Yeah, is there some way to back up Leona's alibi? There is. Huh? Really? That's right. The computer in the aquaponics room records the every time the fish are manually fed, and the last time was 7:45. That proves that Leona was in the aquaponics room around the time of the murder, and there's no evidence that suggests the killer went there. So that leaves... It wasn't me. How are we supposed to believe you? Maybe we can try and figure out what happened before and after the murder, and we can see if some kind of trick is involved. Last time it seemed like it had to be Oliver and Ash, but we didn't realize that there was more to the case. If you think that will work, I'm fine with going with the assumption that I did it. So let's start with before the murder, right? Okay, if we talk about what happened before the murder, maybe we can figure something out. I really don't think it was anybody. So I guess we need to figure out what happened leading up to the murder. Maybe the killer lured Ash with some kind of meeting. I agree with that, right? I want to agree, but I can't dispute it. What was with all of the weapons? There's no way they planned to bring someone to the meeting room with that kind of stuff everywhere. No. They did. There was a note. I'm sorry, Koji. Huh? Do you have proof that there was a meeting? She sure does. We found a piece of paper with the words, "Meet me in the meeting room," written in scratchy handwriting. Yep, check it out. Hold out the piece of paper for everyone to see. So this was most likely premeditated. So if Foro was the killer, or at least the most likely suspect. I didn't write that, it's not my handwriting, not even close. I guess we can't really prove who wrote it, huh? With the evidence we have right now, I don't think so. So what now? I don't know what now, you told me. I guess we move on to after the murder. After the murder, hopefully we'll discover something new. Yeah, I don't think it could have been her. It's just there's like no time from dropping him to going to sleep, right? So if Ash was stabbed in the meeting room, the killer was probably covered in blood. I was thinking the same thing. If they were covered in blood, they probably had to get rid of their clothes. I agree with that. Yeah, I do agree with it. Okay, sweet. They got rid of their clothes. How would they do that? Yeah, where would you even put them? Where would you even put them where we couldn't find them? It's simple, they put them in... I don't know. I really think it was... So look, my train of thought is in the main room. But it's probably the incinerator since it was used twice. I want to say the main room because I still think it was Ash. How? Shoot, that was wrong. Simple, they put it in the incinerator, fine. The incinerator room. What? Wait, what? But we were in there. Yeah. How could they have hidden them there without you noticing? Okay, I see. Well, in that case, everyone is a suspect? Yeah, everyone's a suspect then. Jeez Louise, oh, we're back to square one. Similar to how the monitor in the aquaponics room keeps track of when the tank is open, there's a counter on the incinerator room. Yeah. It was recorded to have been opened at 7:45, but also 7:30. Don't leave that out. So they incinerated their bloody clothes? That's right. They would have totally got rid of the evidence, so they brought a second set of clothes, I guess? So you're saying that so what you're saying they did then, I guess, they walked away without wearing anything? Wouldn't someone walking around half naked be pretty suspicious? That's an easy one. They had a spare set of clothes. I was gonna say, they could have just bought a spare. A spare change? And where was that? Also in the incinerator. That's why they opened it twice. Okay, I see. Incinerator. Huh? They incinerated the spare too? Not quite. The incinerator was also opened at 7:30, 30 minutes before we found Ash. They would have still been covered in blood. Right? I don't think they actually turned the incinerator on. They just left their clothes there to pick up later. How far ahead did they plan this? Hey, I just realized something. With the incinerator times, it further strengthens Leona's alibi. That means the only one without an alibi... 4. What is it? 4, please say something. I noticed. One of my spare outfits is missing. 4. You didn't do it, right? She won't admit it. Maya, I think you know what to do. But I don't want to. Please, we have to go over the whole thing so that we can find the truth. But what if it's not the truth I want? What if the truth is too painful to bear? I'm sick of it. I'm sick of hunting down killers. I'm sick of pointing fingers at my friends. 4, I can't accuse you. After everything that's happened, I just can't. Maya, you can't give up hope. In here, in this trial room, all we have left is the truth. We can't run away from it because we're trapped with it. Ignoring the truth is like accepting death. Did he hypnotize her into doing this whole thing? Is that what happened? Because that's the only plausible reason I have left. I thought that he had just hypnotized her to go to bed, but I guess that is something that she would have wanted to do. She would have wanted... Oh my goodness. I'm scared too, but we can't be scared. We have to be brave. So I want you to lay it out. I want you to lay everything out for me. Everything that happened. But please, don't give up on the truth. Things are hard now, but you'll be okay in the end, got it? so don't give up. I won't give up on the truth. I'm gonna go over this entire crime, so there won't be any doubts in our minds. Alright. Gonna go over everything we know, okay, 4? 7:30 you hid your clothes. You hid your clothes in the incinerator room. Oh my gosh. After that, you invited Ash to the meeting room, yes. In the meeting room, you stabbed him. After stabbing him, you threw him off of... No. What? You went back to the incinerator room, right? After burning the evidence, you went to throw Ash off of the ledge and make your escape. And here's how the crime went down. You started off by prepping the murder and cover-up. You gathered weapons from the armory. You got them in the meeting room, then hid a spare change of clothes in the incinerator, but didn't turn it on. After that, you invited Ash to the meeting room, where you stabbed him in the chest. After that, you went to the incinerator room, burned your bloody clothes, and switched them out for clean ones from earlier. Next, you went to the meeting room and threw Ash's body down from the ledge and ran as fast as you could. Everyone else has something to back up their alibis except for you. Do you need me to go over it again or something? No, I believe that I did it, but I don't remember it. You what? You don't remember murdering Ash? How is that possible? Wouldn't you remember something like that? Wait, I think you guys are forgetting something. Something about Ash. About Ash? His talent. Oh my god. Okay, so first of all, I called this. I absolutely called this, but... Holy heck. His talent. He's a hypnotist. Wait, does that mean I was hypnotized? Wait, if 4 was hypnotized, does that mean everything is totally different? He hypnotized 4 and made her kill him. Why would he do that? It was to get rid of me, I assume. He knows that I infiltrated this game, and considering he was an employee of Freedom Academy, he is most likely tied to it somehow. Back in my first year at Freedom Academy, his job was keeping an eye on students while acting as one of us. He was an eye of the higher-ups. He knows that I might mess up this game, so he sought to get rid of me. So then, he ordered you to stab him and then cover it up. I'm assuming I was hypnotized in the meeting room. I actually have a vague recollection of what happened before meeting him. So you didn't invite him, it was the other way around. He's probably the one who stole my spare set of clothes too. So he set up the spare clothes and the weapon, then invited you to the meeting room. Then he hypnotized you and ordered you to stab him, then go get the clothes that he left for you and change. I assume so. I fell for his trap. No, I can't accept this. I also refuse to believe this. I don't want to believe it. I kind of believe it, but I refuse to believe it on the basis of freaking hypnosis. You shouldn't be able to hypnotize someone into doing something they don't want to do, but I guess maybe she really did want to kill him. I could believe that, but I don't know. Maya, please, don't make this harder. I fell for his trap. But, there has to be some other way. I don't want you to die. Maya, if you don't believe it, then I'll spell it out for you. I'll go through all the details of my crime and prove to you that without a doubt I did it. Oh my gosh, this is heartbreaking. Climactic finale, you guys. Oh my goodness. The case began with a plotting of one individual, Ash. He began his plan by collecting an assortment of weapons from the armory and putting them on the table in the meeting room. He then stole one of my spare sets of clothes, me being 4, and hid it in the incinerator, making sure not to turn it on. After that, he left me a note telling me to meet him in the meeting room. Shing shing. After I arrived in the meeting room, unaware of what was going on, at that moment he used his skills as the super high school level hypnotist and put me into a state where he can issue any command he wanted. Snap. Hypnotize. His orders were simple. Stab him, then go change rooms in the incinerator room, and then leave. I assume I had no choice in the matter, considering I had no memory of it. So I stabbed him in the chest. Hold on, this still might be a trap. Because part of me still believes that she would have been bloodied if she dragged him and threw him off before making his escape, because he was covered in blood, right? I think that he could have still been alive after the knife wound, and then crawled out and fell himself. And that could be the full part of this trap. Stabbing him left both of us covered in blood, and next I began to follow his next order. Went to the incinerator room and switched out the bloody outfit for mine, then burned the bloody outfit. Through the entire event, I was completely unaware of my actions. After burning the bloody clothes, I went back to the meeting room and retrieved my body. Or to retrieve the body, and then, yes, no, this is what doesn't make sense. You were carrying him like this. You should still be covered in blood if that were the case, right? That's the issue. That's the issue. This is not how it was done. This couldn't be how it was done. Now you understand, there's only one person with no alibi, and only one person who fits the story. Me, for Kaiden, the super high school level biochemist. But you didn't do it. It was Ash though, right? Considering I'm the one that did the act, I'm pretty sure Kurokuma will have me as the killer. In the event that a murder under hypnosis, whoever was the one who did the actual murder is the one who is guilty. Hypnosis is just a complicated subject, so I'll take it at face value. But I don't want you to die. I'm sorry, Maya, it's too late for me. Please, after everything we've been through, I can't lose you. For I care about you. Maya, don't you understand? I lied to you. I lied to all of you. I infiltrated this game. I'm a traitor. No, I refuse to believe that. I know you're a good person. Whatever reason you had to infiltrate the game must be a good one. After all this time, after all we've been through, I'm not ready to lose you. Please, don't go. I'm sorry, Maya. Counter. Yeah, hold it. Hold up a minute. Please, Hunter. No, I just noticed something suspicious. Suspicious? That's right. The fact that Ash fell from the ledge. Why would Ash order 4 to do that? How does that make any kind of sense? Thank you. Thank you. Something is super fishy about all of this. Also, if 4 threw his body over the ledge, wouldn't she be getting covered in... This man's. I can't hear anything right now but this man's. Thank you. Thank you, Hunter. Thank you. If that was the case, she probably would have noticed the blood when she was out of her trance. Did you notice anything like that? I don't think so. So, it doesn't make sense for Ash to tell her to throw him over the ledge if throwing him off the ledge would have just gotten her all bloody again. So are you suggesting he did it himself? Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Look, guys. I had been calling this for so long, so I'm so glad that this is fine. This is what's happening. Because at that point I was like, wow, it's game over. And I was like, this doesn't make sense. I was like, this hurts that it doesn't make sense. Hunter. Thank you. Look, guys, I don't know how long I was yelling at the screen like this is, there's a small leap in logic right here. She would be covered in blood again, unless she changed her clothes again. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm glad that was a twist, because if that had gone through, I would have been upset. Thank you, Hunter. Thank you, Hunter, for being on the same page. I'm very you today, to be honest. I'm wearing a reddish-orange color, and you've got red and yellow as a shirt, which makes orange. We are connected spiritually Thank you, Hunter. My boy. That's exactly what I'm suggesting. But how? I stabbed him in the chest, didn't I? That seems to be the case, but how do we know he died from the stab wound? I mean, stab wounds usually kill people. But didn't you notice the knife was still inside of his chest? That would have at least blocked some of the blood, right? And do we know if any major necessary organs were punctured? Now that I think about it, I don't think the knife actually reached anything vital. So, you're saying he survived the stab wound? That's right, he survived the stab wound and then left the office with all of his strength and jumped off the ledge. Now that I think about it, the cause of death was never stated. Not to mention, the fall caused that neck snap, yep. So, that would make it a suicide. I can see the logic behind it, but it doesn't make any sense. Why would Ash kill himself? I can think of two reasons. Malice and kindness. Malice and kindness. If he did it out of malice, his intention was to get us to vote for 4, then have all of us die. If he did it out of kindness, he wanted us to realize that it was a suicide. That way nobody would die. If he didn't want anyone to die, then why would he have done it in the first place? Isn't it too risky? Maybe. His initial plan was to get rid of 4. He had her stab him, yeah. Then she went to change, but he didn't die. Maybe when he was sitting in that chair, realizing what little life he had left, he had a change of heart. A change of heart? Maybe you're right. We were making the meal from a few days ago. We had that whole day to talk. Our conversation turned to how things have changed since we got here. I remember his words exactly. To be honest, when I first got here, I considered all of you guys my enemies, but for some reason, you guys have grown on me. Even that loudmouth Maya. I hope that all of you guys can get out of here. All of you guys, not all of us. Whoa. Oh man, oh my gosh, all of you guys, not all of us. That's chilling. Anyway, could you help me with these carrots? He cared about us. Maybe he really did have a change of heart. So then, what now? Who do we vote for? I can see how he could have done it, but can we really be sure? How do we vote? Can we put our faith in Ash like that? Hey Maya. Huh? Huh? I think you should be the one to decide. I should decide? Why me? I agree. Maya has always been the one to get us through these things. After everything that's happened, I think I trust Maya's judgment. Fair. Fair. We learned a lot about everyone. Everyone had so much, all of our survivors and Ash had so much character development. And by survivors, I mean we could still be wrong and it could be 4. But, yeah, I believe in you, Maya. Maya, whatever your decision is, I trust you'll make the right one. I have to make the decision? Everyone's counting on me. I think we should... Oh, I have to actually make this decision. I know I want to vote Ash. I do. I know that that's probably the right decision, but I kind of want to see what happens when we vote 4. We'll vote Ash. There was no save point, so I'm not trying to go all the way through this again to vote for 4. If you guys leave me something in the comments saying that vote 4 reaches a different ending at the beginning of whenever Chapter 6 is released, I will go through that first. That's all I gotta say. I believe in Ash. I trust that in his dying moments, he had a change of heart. Then I'll trust Ash too. Yeah, even if he was sort of a contrarian, if what 4 said is true, then he really did care about us. Then I guess I'll put my faith in him, and I guess I'll put my faith in you, Maya. If you're willing to put your faith in this, then I am too. The voting booths rise up, and we all place our votes. I always wondered why you could vote for dead people, but I guess it makes sense now. When we were all finished voting, Kurakuma speaks up. You all voted for Ash, Savale, Savals, CBLA. Who knows? I've never really pronounced his last name aside from the first episode. The super high school level hypnotist, and you were right. So, it was Ash. We were right. Nobody has to die. Really? That's great. I didn't kill him. Yeah, you only stabbed him but it wasn't your fault. You were hypnotized. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, for you're innocent. Hunter, that means you were right. Thank you. First, Koji saves the trial, then Hunter saves the trial. My golden boys, saving lives, one trial at a time. Thank God. I really snapped with that one, huh? Suspicious, Hunter. Real suspicious. But I'm glad you did it, because look, the whole time I was like, oh, let's finish this episode before I go on with that. We all celebrate. For once, the voting doesn't end in despair. I hug for her. It's the tightest I've ever squeezed someone. She's alive. She's alive. Nobody else died. Ash in his dying moments gave us this one last gift. Ash, who was always the misanthrope, in his last moments decided that he cared enough to let us live. Something tells me this will all be over soon. So I'll make sure nobody else dies. Not on my watch. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if that's terrible foreshadowing or not. Oh, look at their two hair pieces going in and kind of almost making a heart there in the middle. That's cute. That's cute. All right, so we lost Ash, who's all the way over there. Four and Hunter are next to each other. Koji, Maya, and Leona are next to each other. And once again, Oliver's all alone, which makes me sad because he was all alone in the beginning picture, and now he's all alone again. Whew. Wow. And there it is, chapter 5 in. What a feel-good ending. Ash died, but feel-good ending. He had a change of heart and he was like, just this once, everyone lives. Fantastic. But look, I'ma say it now, I called that one through the whole trial. Through the entirety of that trial. I was like, now, hold on just 1 second. Why was she not covered in blood again? That was what got me. And I was like, I noticed it, and I was like, cause at this point, I really do like doing the trial and the investigation together, because there's not like that lapse. And during like that couple days in between that I used to do for the first couple of episodes, it would be like, I'd have days to reflect on it, and I feel like if I just go right into it, I'm forced to take like my first like thoughts, my first opinions, and my first thoughts of who did it and how it was done. And those are usually more correct than when I have a few days to sit on it and I'm like, but what if this happened? No, I got it right. I got it right this time. This was me. And I will say right now that my prediction for hypnosis was not completely correct, but it did play a point into this. And I'm pleased. I am pleased with how this ended, with how this turned out. And I'm curious as to who is the traitor? Well, I guess we know traitors now, but who is the mastermind? That I still don't know, and I don't know what Freedom Academy's objective is, and I don't know what Oliver was going to say about Freedom Academy, because we got cut off by Ash dying. How rude, cutting off our conversation. You could have been like, well, let's continue to continue this conversation first, because it's very important, but that didn't happen. So, I guess now we just wait for chapter 6? Yeah, because we're caught up. I did not think that this was going to happen before the end of the summer, to be honest. And now I'm here like August 3rd, just like, huh. Well, now what? But this was very enjoyable. This experience was fantastic, and we still have more of it to go whenever the last chapter drops. And I am excited. Hopefully you guys are too. I don't know what's gonna go up on Wednesday. I guess Fandom's Calling. I still need to get through that. I do need to do the prologue for that. But then that'll be like a one-off, I guess. Unless I split it into 2 parts. We'll see. We'll see. I guess expect Fandom's Calling on Wednesday. Because it is a fan game. And then after that, I guess we still do have Your Turn to Die. I'm thinking about the future because we have time to fill for this now. Because this was like, yes, Wednesday, yes, Saturday. I missed the Wednesday, Saturday uploads. I'm gonna miss it. So hopefully I'll find something to fill that time, but until then, this has been your United States Aviator taking off to Elliot State Classic Passengers, and I will see you all next time. Toodaloo. Flight crew. Everybody live. Just this once.